Hello everyone and welcome back to the F1 Ultimate Career, and for the last time we're here on F1 2011 to round out the 2011 season. Today we have the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's not Abu Dhabi this time, it's what it really should be. It's the final race. Nowhere else it should be but Interlagos, and we've got both championships wrapped up. So Fernando Alonso has won his fourth title of his career in this universe, and Ferrari have won the team's championship, the constructors, this season as well, after Alonso has absolutely flown away with it. He's more than 100 points over Hamilton in second place. So yeah, championships are done. This is a complete dead rubber. So there have been some massive changes to the roster. We're just going to have some fun today. Myself, there's nothing really for me to fight for. I'm quite close to Sebastian Vettel in 6th place, but yeah, we're miles ahead of everyone else in the midfield. We're going to try and solidify this 7th place in the championship and then 5th as well in the team. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the roster for today. Alright, the first change we've got is Fernando Alonso. He's having a day off. You know, he's so far ahead, and he's let the test driver have a go instead, so he can get off on holiday a bit sooner. It's Giancarlo Fisichella back in a Ferrari. What a beautiful sight that is. Obviously, he had that deputisation in 2009 when Luca Badoa came in and was absolutely terrible. So yeah, Fisichella he'll be up to speed hopefully in this Ferrari. He's alongside Felipe Massa at his home race this weekend. I did say we were going to be having some fun today. Michael Schumacher is back after his shock retirement after he won the German Grand Prix, but he's back for one race and one race only, the final race of the 2011 season. So let's see what he can do alongside Nick Heidfeld. He's replaced Nico Rosberg, who has had a really bad season, especially compared to last season, where he set such high standards. Yeah, he's been really poor. So Michael has come in for one race and one race only. Here we have the first debut of the weekend. Romain Grosjean, the French driver in a French team. He has replaced Vitaly Petrov for this weekend. Renault are trying to finance a seat for next season for Romain, but we're not quite sure where yet. So let's see if he can put himself in the shop window today. Down at Toro Rosso, we have another return to the grid. It's Sebastian Buemi. Daniel Ricciardo has been replaced for this weekend. He's had a pretty tough season, his first full season in the sport, but Buemi's come in just to see if Toro Rosso can get some solid points today and get away from that backmarker fight. So yeah, Buemi's in, bit more of a stalwart in the sport. He's back with his former teammate Alguersuari for this weekend. Down at HRT, we have another debutant for this weekend. It's Luca Filippi, the Italian driver who is doing quite well in GP2. He's replaced Danny Close, and HRT could be looking at the Italian for next season, but we're not quite sure yet. He is their test driver, so it's only fair to give him a chance, and that's going to come here today again, alongside Bruno Senna at his home Grand Prix. One more roster change to go through, and that's down at Virgin. Jules Bianchi, some would say generational talent coming through the ranks. He's Virgin's test driver this season, and he's replaced Sam Bird for this weekend. So I think they're doing a direct comparison between Bianchi and Ambrosio for who could get that seat next season. But those are all the roster changes. Yeah, I did say we'd be having some fun with it today. So yeah, should be a really exciting race with this completely refreshed grid for today. Well, only one race to go here in Sao Paulo for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Everyone loves this track, everyone loves this race, so there should be a special way to sign off a brilliant season, not only for myself, but the racing has been great. So yeah, thank you to this game. But let's see if we can sign her off in style. Let's go to Brazil for the final time this season. go. Very nice. We found just over 5/10 on our banker lap. We're actually setting purple pace at the moment. So heading up the hill, down the final straight. What's it going to be? Going to take the shortest run to the line. Very nice. Found basically 2/3 of a second there. Up to first place, 3.5 tenths ahead of Kobayashi and the chasing pack. So, yeah.
Once we've got this time, let's turn the engine mix down to 1.
Yep. Thank you, Andy. I don't think I'm going to be setting another lap here. Yeah, just need to get through.
At optimal temperature.
Just need to get through this Q1 session alive. Obviously, there's a lot of new drivers, a lot of different drivers, and a lot of drivers that maybe a little bit rusty. So I feel like we could have an advantage, especially in this qualifying session today.
Good work. We're through to the next session.
Thank you very much. It was only good enough for 5th at the end there. I say only good enough for 5th. It's still pretty good, but 3/10 off of Sebastian Vettel, who's setting the pace early on ahead of Felipe Massa, who is incensed to win this race this weekend, obviously, just off the back of winning the Constructors' Trophy. And as it's his home race, of course, he'd want to win it in any situation. But fair play to Fisichella, who's up there in 3rd place. Obviously, got the spirit of Fernando inside him. That sounds a bit weird. And he's a 10th and a half away from Sebastian Vettel. But let's see who was too far off the pace today. It's Buemi on his return to Toro Rosso, and he's out. He was a 10th behind Adrian Sutil, who's still in the Force India for this weekend. I should have probably said that Force India and Williams have kept their lineup as they're in a very hot battle for 7th place in this title. So they wanted to put out their strongest lineups each. So yeah, Sutil kept his place, and obviously that was a good shout because he's into Q2. And Buemi has joined the rest of the back markers back there. D'Ambrosio ahead of his new teammate Jules Bianchi, but Filippi out qualifying Senna. So fair play to him. Let's see what those guys can do in tomorrow's race. But it's time for Q2. Alright, let's dump the curves as we head up over the hill. There's a good run out of Junsao was needed. Alright, shortest run to the line as always. Cut the pit lane entry line a little bit illegally, but that's fine.
5th place.
5th place. Wow. Only a 10th and a half of Button, but in 5th, so it must be very close. At the top, we're ahead of Fisichella in 6th place. So, yeah, it's looking really, really tight between the top 5, well, probably the top 3 or so teams. So, yeah, it's going to be really good. Oh, wow. That first sector I'm really strong in. I'm not even trying. I was just probably going to have a cool down lap and then go again, which I'm going to do now. But yeah, very competitive here. Obviously, Brazil's a short circuit, a short track. So that's going to tighten the field spread a bit. But yeah, it's looking very competitive so far in qualifying. So we're flying at the moment. So we found another 10th and a half. We're a 10th faster than Button currently. Going to save a little bit more curves for that. Oh God, using the most width of the track. Jesus Christ. Shortest run to the line again. It's an improvement.
Qualifying 3. Good work.
But it's not enough. 26 thousandths off of my compatriot Jenson Button there. So yeah, like I said, extremely competitive today. There's a 10th between the top 5 and both the Renaults in the top 5. Romain Grosjean ahead of his teammate and very, very close to the front. Wow, and obviously Nick Heidfeld there too. So yeah, the top of the midfield very quick today as we've got Fisichella 6th, Schumacher 7th on his return, Lewis Hamilton 8th. My teammate, nice, he's up in 9th place, and Felipe Massa just squeezing through this time ahead of Sutil. So he probably got both Red Bulls are out. Oh my God. Sebastian Vettel 13th, Mark Webber 15th. That has got to be the final nail in the coffin for this season. They have had a horrible season, Red Bull. No wins, and it's going to continue here today. They have got a long, long race ahead of them tomorrow, starting from there. But we all know you can overtake in Brazil, and the climate likes to do just what it likes. and yeah, there is plenty of room to overtake, so it's not all doom and gloom for them, but that is shocking. Not only just one Red Bull out, both of them. So yeah, they've joined the likes of both the Force Indias, both the Williams. So the Force Indies have the upper hand in qualifying. Sutil is pretty close to the points, so he should be gunning for that as they want to beat Williams to that 7th place. But yeah, we've got Q3 to fight for the final time this season. Let's go. Alright, this is it, ladies and gents. This is probably going to be my one and only chance in this qualifying session. So I'm going to give you my final lap of the season with no comms. Enjoy. Well, that was pretty anticlimactic, wasn't it? That completely ruined that middle sector. I ran a little bit skew for the first one of those little like hairpins to the left, and then yeah, locked up into the next one, and then ran wide on the run up to Jinsao, and got a bit of stuttering as well. So yeah, that basically ruined my lap. It was going really well before then, running very much fastest in session, but that's it. It looks like it's going to be P10 for tomorrow's race. I feel like I've got a lot more to offer, so yeah, let's see what we can do strategy-wise. My teammate up in P8. It looks like Jenson Button, he's going to be on pole position for the final race of the season. Well, there you have it. That was the final qualifying session of this 2011 season here in Brazil. We were, yeah, massively off it in the end. I feel like I could have definitely challenged for pole today, but it wasn't to be. It's going to be P10 for tomorrow's race again, right in the thick of it. So, yeah, let's see what happens. Just ahead of me, though, it's the return of the king once again, Michael Schumacher. P9 in the end. It's not too bad. As Sergio Perez, my teammate, he's out-qualified me, so well done to him. Robert Kubica just behind his debut teammate, Romain Grosjean. Electric race from the French driver, obviously running for a French team, so that's going to feel good for him. Nick Heidfeld carried on his scintillating form on his return to the paddock too in P5. Giancarlo Fisichella, deputising for the champion Fernando Alonso. He's in 4th, Lewis Hamilton 3rd, Massa 2nd at his home Grand Prix, and like I was saying, Jenson Button, he's on pole position today. He's probably the fastest driver just in total today, as he was fastest in Q2, so well done to him. Let's see if McLaren can sign off their season with a victory, but who knows what's going to happen. Mixed up roster, the Red Bulls right down the back. What could happen in this final race of the season? I'll see you there. Alright guys, for the final time, I feel like I've said this a lot, for the final time this season, it's race day here in Brazil. 36 laps around this iconic Interlagos circuit. We're starting P10 after making a run of mistakes in our final lap in Q3. So yeah, we got some work to do today. Let's have a quick look at the strategy. Obviously starting on scrubbed options as we made it into Q3, but our race strategy is 3 sets of primes, stopping on lap 7 to begin with, and then 9 laps on the primes, then 10, and then 10 again to finish this race and this season. So, we all know the grid. Jenson Button on pole. Let's see what Felipe Massa can do at his home Grand Prix from second. And let's see what the rest of the newbies can do. We've got a mix of experience and youth throughout the grid. So, yeah, it's going to be a really exciting race. Let's see if Realistic Damage has anything to say about the result. But, for the final time, in this car, let's go. Here we go, lining up alongside the legendary Michael Schumacher, probably for the last time this time. Here we go, the lights are out, and away we go to wrap up this 2011 season. Sergio's not had a very good start ahead of me, but can he dive down the inside of Kubica? As Button and Massa running side by side up ahead. I think Massa's got the inside, and he's got the lead. I'm too busy looking towards the front of the grid. I'm not quite sure what's going on around me. We've still got Schumacher on my outside. Sergio's just not very fast at this start of the race, but we're down the inside of Schumacher, but he's going to run wide, is he? Yes, he is. Thank you very much. I thought he was going to...
Great overtaking manoeuvre. You made that look easy.
I thought he was going to rejoin pretty unsafely, but it's Michael Schumacher, a wealth of experience and a wise head on those shoulders. All right, up to P9. We've made up a place. We've got Sergio ahead of us, who's obviously had a bit of a sketchy start. And clearly, Romain Grosjean is up into 5th place. So, having an incredible debut so far. Let's see if he can continue to crack on, and hopefully I haven't cursed him like I usually do in these races. All right, we've already done 1 lap. Sorry, I've been talking for too long. Let's get our heads down. As I say that, Perez is all over the place. He's really not having a good start to this race. We're going side by side with my teammate, and he's backed out. He's clearly seen that I'm a little bit more confident in this opening lap, and he's let me through. Thank you very much. Didn't really have to execute any team orders there, but I feel like he saw me coming. So yeah, up 2 places now in 1 lap. So thank you very much. Obviously running purple, as that first lap is considerably slower than this one. So we got Robert Kubica up next. There's a tiny gap starting to open up between him and Heidfeld. So let's see if we can get ourselves in that gap. Does Kubica have DRS? If he doesn't, he's pretty screwed, I believe. Does he have DRS? Oh, he does. But I still think I've got the speed on him. We're so strong on these straights. But are we going to go around the outside? Oh, I'm going to back out of that. My teammate, oh God, here he comes. Speak of the devil. Is he going to go around the outside of me? Surely not. Jesus Christ. So I had to turn attack into defense there. Oh, that would have been a really nice move if Perez could have pulled that off. We're going to have to go defensive. This was not in the playbook for our team, as Schumacher looking up the inside of my teammate now. Come on, Sergio. We need to work together here, as I've now lost sight of Robert ahead of us, as he is clearly kept up to Heidfeld. And the team are probably on Romain Grosjean's radio saying, back him up, get Kubica into the DRS. So they're clearly working as a team there, and Grosjean clearly quick enough to keep the Mercedes behind him. So that was my opportunity there, I feel, to get past Kubica, but kind of wasted it. Well, didn't really go for it, did I? So yeah, look at this, catching them up so quickly. We're clearly faster at this point, but yeah, I kind of put myself at a disadvantage there. No one else coming in. That's a bit of a surprise. I'm the first one into the pits here on lap 7. Doesn't look like anyone else is coming in, not even anyone's behind me. So, okay, some of the back markers are coming in this lap, so that's good. All right, not the best pit stop of all time, a 4.5 second pit stop. Where are we going to rejoin? P18. Sorry, I just had a bit of a moment there, just trying to get out of the pit lane safely. This is easily the most sketchy pit lane of the whole calendar, so yeah, very important to get through it cleanly. Thank you for the fresh set of tyres. I really appreciate that. Alright, P18, we're ahead of Luca Filippi here in his HRT, so that's important. We've got a big gap up ahead to Buemi, who's in 17th. So yeah, we'll got a nice bit of fresh air to drive into. Should be able to bring in these primes nice and easily, but I'm afraid that people are doing 2 stops now. I really hope some more people come into the pits this lap. Alright, good. Whew. Good. So people have come into the pits. That looks like Kubica coming out of the pits as well. Can we get out ahead of him? We're going to use a splash of Kurz, but I think we've done the undercut here on Kubica. Thank you very much. So that's a net 7th place. We've got Kamui Kobayashi, my former teammate, up ahead, but he's yet to stop, of course. Alright, P10 now. Obviously, a lot more people to come in. But yeah, we've already found a place here. But it's Heidfeld and Grosjean we also need to worry about. Can we get ahead of one of those guys? Because Grosjean was sort of acting as the neck in the bottle. Well, cork in the bottle, I should say. But yeah, let's see where we get out compared to him.
There are quite a few cars in the pits right now. Watch out for cars exiting the pits.
Alright, lap 9 and another cohort of drivers are into the pits, and that is including Roman Grosjean. We're up to 5th now, so I think we've done the overcut on not just Kubica, not just Grosjean, but Heidfeld too. And I think Kubica's actually got past Heidfeld as well, so it's actually not worked out too badly for Renault. Obviously they were our closest rivals this season, so this one's personal now, as we got Grosjean all over the back of us now. This is going to be a good fight between us two. Let's see what he can do.
The guys have run the numbers. Petrov will be pitting within the next 3 laps.
Well, as you can see, we have dropped Roman Grosjean. We've skipped all the way to lap 15 here. As, yeah, we're kind of losing to Fisichella, but then gaining on Grosjean. So we've just got this big no man's land appearing in the space that I'm occupying on the track. But we've got our pit stop next lap. I'm still kind of considering if people are doing the 2 stop. I don't think they are. I just think I had to come in extremely early as I was on scrubbed options. But yeah, coming in next lap, we're going to rejoin in about 15th to 17th place. Okay, it's changing every lap, so yeah, we're going to be in the thick of it after our pit stop, so hopefully we don't lose too much time, but we do have a decent buffer back to Roman Grosjean in 6th place. So yeah, let's see how the strategy plays out in that regard. I'll probably see you guys next lap for my pit stop. Okay, good. There you got a couple of people in the pits as well, so I do think people... Oh god, Toro Rosso bolting out there. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people are doing the 3 stop. The Toro Rosso, they're going on to options, which is interesting. So we're going to rejoin around 14th place behind Sutil here. Where's Kovalainen? Is Kovalainen here? No. Okay, all of those guys in the pits. So I'm at the back of this pack now. Got Sutil up ahead. That looks like his teammate in front of him in Kobayashi. So Force India. Force India running outside the points. That's not good for them in their fight against Williams, but I don't think Williams are doing that either, looks like. So yeah, I think that that P7 fight is good. That spark's kind of gone. So yeah, P14 for us anyway. We're going to be a lot faster than these guys around us, but people going on options in the middle of this race, it's a little bit weird to me. Maybe there are some different strategies playing out here today.
You're lapping faster than the car ahead in sector 1. Use that advantage to get past.
Right, I'm starting to get worried now. It's lap 20 here, and I'm still stuck behind these Force Indians who are... They're not necessarily racing me, but they're working well as a team. But the point I'm going to get to might suggest that we are racing them, because they still haven't come in. Now, I feel like these guys are trying to pull off the 2 stop, because they came in around lap 8, lap 9. If they prolong this stint maybe a couple more laps, and they could do the 2 stop. So yeah, this is not looking good for us so far. I need to get a move on, really. Well, I can't really get past until one of them pits, and I will have the DRS on them. So yeah, it's not working out for me at the moment. Okay, there goes Satil. So we're going to be unleashed on Kobe. Actually, look at the speed that we've got. Thank you, Andy. Yep, we got a huge run on Kobayashi here now. His tyres are definitely going to be close to going over the edge. So can we get him in? Maybe use some curves. He's going to show us to the outside. It's going to be close, but he's backed out. Thank you very much. Round the outside, up into P6. I think that is very nice. Thank you. All right, running fastest in this session as well. We got Fisichella up ahead, so that's more like it. Pole position, but not quite sure where we stand now in this race. All right, here we go. Final pit stop of the season. Let's make this a good one, guys. Fresh set. Thank you. All right, where are we going to rejoin as Sutil and Kobayashi head past me as Bianchi up in 16th? Where are we going to rejoin? We're going to be behind these Force Indias once again as, okay, Bianchi is a long way behind. It's actually Schumacher.
No more scheduled pit stops, so look after your tyres.
Schumacher seems to be quite a long way behind, so I'm not quite sure what's happened to him throughout this race. But here we are, 15th. This is where we are on paper. Well, not paper actually, but our strategy is complete. Let's see what we can do with these tyres coming in towards the end of this race. Obviously a lot of people up ahead of us yet to pit, but I was losing a lot of time to Grosjean, who was behind me in 6th place. I think he ended that stint 2 seconds behind me, so yeah, not a lot of pace towards the end of these tyres life cycle. What do you mean? I'm nowhere near him. I guess that's not a good thing that I'm nowhere near this Force India, but yeah. P15, 9 laps to go of this race. Let's see what we can do.
Turn up the engine. We've got a good chance of taking this guy.
Alright, fine. Got the first bunch of drivers in. Thank you, Andy. Right on cue, obviously. So yeah, we got the first bunch of drivers in for their final pit stops. They're all looking to put on options to the end of this race. So I've clearly missed something there. So up into 8th now, a long way ahead of Kubica, but we're going to get stuck behind Kamui here into the interior of the track. So let's hope that he comes in this lap, then we have some more fresh air to play with. There we go, Kobayashi in, nearly stacking it into the wall ahead of us. There we go, 5th place, we're well ahead of Grosjean, but we're well behind Fisichella, so I think it is just about consolidating this P5 here. We've got 7 laps to go, 7 last laps to enjoy ourselves in this car. We've had such a good time this season, so yeah, I'm going to savour these and drive this home to the end.
The pace. The car behind's closing in.
Yeah, 1.2 seconds is the gap to Grosjean now. I've not been very fast. I mean, I obviously haven't used my curves, but yeah, these tyres feel absolutely horrible. We've got a massive gap up to Fisichella now. Jenson Button has regained the lead ahead of Felipe Massa, so he's going to be pretty elated with that. But yeah, Grosjean and Kubica, they're fighting each other too hard to even fight, well, fight with me. So I think they need to turn their interest towards getting this 5th place rather than squabbling amongst themselves. As Grosjean, to be fair to him, but this is his chance to show the rest of the paddock what he's got. So I'm not surprised that he's fighting, but surely their team's going to come in and say, look, let's swap you guys around and get Kubica ahead, and he can have a go at me. But I'm sure that Grosjean at the moment could himself just have a go. So yeah, well, as you can see, the car's not in a good place at the moment.
Tyres have picked up some marbles. Keep to the racing line and wear them on.
Here we go, Grosjean, he's got the DRS here. I'm going to have to go defensive, but here he comes. He's got the overspeed, and Grosjean has passed us for P5. Wow, okay, well, we got a race on our hands here in these last 2 laps. I've been waiting for this, to be honest. Been a bit of a dry race for me, but yeah, we've got a race in our hands now. We've got 2 laps to get him back. Let's see what we can do. Come on. Please say I'm still on the DRS. I've had absolutely nothing to contend with Grosjean. He's been so much quicker than me. Do I have to? Okay, good. Whew. Okay, we should be able to stick ahead of Kubica as here he comes, but yeah, he's not got enough to get by. This is the last lap of the season. Can we get him? He's had a bit of a poor run through that second part of the Senna S, but yeah, we're just not quick enough at all. I don't know if we've got something wrong with the engine or something. We're clearly down on power. Yeah, clearly down on performance. So yeah, not quite sure what's happening. I don't know if we're going to get him now. It's not looking good. Oh, Grosjean's all over the place. He's feeling the pressure clearly. These last couple of corners as Jenson Button wins the final race of the 2011 season. We're so close to Grosjean here. Couple more corners until the end of the season. Grosjean's got the grunt up the hill, but we've got the slipstream. We're going to get the DRS. Can we pass him for 5th place for this race? It's going to be a photo finish. Can we get him? No, not quite. Oh.
That's 8 points. Good job.
Wow, what a finish. Wow, I mean, Romain Grosjean, what a debut. Incredible from him. I applaud you. That was an incredible end to the race. I needed that little bit of excitement to spice it up. Yeah, first photo finish, I think, of the career for myself. So yeah, that was really exciting. But look at that, top 3, separated by 7 tenths. Another very close race at the front. But it's the status quo from qualifying. Button first, Felipe Massa second, and Lewis Hamilton third. So Massa so close to getting that home Grand Prix win, which you would have loved to get in that Ferrari. But yeah, it's Jenson Button who's prevailed here today. Also Fisichella from 4th to 4th at the finish. Well done. Finally getting a chance in that Ferrari. So congratulations to him. Obviously, we said about Grosjean and myself. 5th and 6th, his teammate Robert Kubica P7. Sebastian Vettel did okay to get up to P8 at the end there. Michael Schumacher 9th and Heidfeld 10th. Just outside the points, we've got Sergio Perez in 11th. My teammate not quite good enough for points today, so that's a bit of a shame for him. Pastor Maldonado in the Williams in P12, so no points for either Williams or Force India. So let's see what effect that's had on the standings. Nico Hulkenberg P13, Jaime Alguersuari P14, Sutil, Kobayashi, Buemi in 17th. Heikki Kovalainen, the first of the back markers, in 18th place. We've got Mark Webber down in 19th. Horrible weekend for the Australian and a terrible way to finish off this season. We've got Jerome D'Ambrosio 20th place, Jules Bianchi the debutant in 21st, Jarno Trulli 22nd, Luca Filippi 23rd, ahead of his more experienced teammate in Bruno Senna. So finishing last in your home race, that's got to hurt a little bit. Alright, that was the final race of this 2011 season. A touch anticlimactic, but that finish did make up for it. Alright, for the final time, let's take a look at the standings. Alright guys, here are the final standings for the 2011 season. Obviously, Fernando Alonso far and away the champion this year, 104 points ahead of Lewis Hamilton, who himself only finished 5 ahead of Jenson Button, who had a bit of a resurgence towards the end of the season. Look at that. Felipe Massa has got ahead of Mark Webber right at the death there. The 2 Red Bulls 5th and 6th. What a disappointing season for them. It could have got even worse, as I was only 3 points off of Sebastian Vettel in the end there. Obviously that run-in with Grosjean wouldn't have affected the end of the standings, sorry. So yeah, a little bit short off of Vettel, but that was exceedingly close. Then we've got Michael Schumacher, who got 2 points on his return, solidifying his 8th place. Robert Kubica 9th, Nico Rosberg 10th, Petrov, Heidfeld, Sutil, Maldonado, Perez and Hulkenberg. Giancarlo Fisichella on his deputisation today, he's got up to 17th place, finishing 4th and getting today's fastest lap ahead of Kamui Kobayashi, and Romain Grosjean up to 19th after scoring 10 points today. Equal with Romain Grosjean, we've got Jaime Alguersuari rounding out the top 20. Then it's Sam Bird, the fastest of the backmarkers after his 6 points he scored in Australia all the way at the start of the season. Then it's Kovalainen, Chandok, Danny Close, Danny Rick, Bruno Senna, Liuzzi, Trulli and D'Ambrosio. Then we just scroll down a little further, then we got Buemi, who only participated in today's race. They've got Fares Folzi, Jules Bianchi and Luca Filippi last in the drivers' standings. In the constructors, Ferrari again wrapped up the constructors title in Korea, so they were miles ahead of McLaren in the end, and then Red Bull 330 points in 3rd, Mercedes not quite getting into 200 points, then it's us in 5th, great season for us, and Renault close but not close enough, they're in 6th. It was Force India then in 7th place, finishing ahead of Williams, 4 points between them, clearly the closest fight in the standings. Then we've got Toro Rosso P9, only 14 points this season, really disappointing for the whole Red Bull family. And then Marussia, the fastest of the backmarkers, once again they finished on 6 points. Sam Bird 6 points, very important at the start of the season. Then it was Lotus just finishing ahead of HRT on the countback after Trulli and Kovalainen's multiple 11th places once again. Well, that was Button's 3rd race. Well, that was Button's 3rd win of the season, equaling his teammate in wins this season. So let's see what those guys can do in 2012, hoping to bounce back in the constructors. Grosjean, clearly driver of the day today. He has really put himself out there as Renault look for a seat for him for next season. Let's see where he ends up, if anywhere. There's going to be a lot of changes next season. The rumour mill is always spinning, and I cannot wait for the 2012 season to begin. Guys, it has been an absolute pleasure to bring you this 2011 season. I really hope you enjoyed that one. It was a little bit anticlimactic throughout the season as Alonso was so dominant, but I do believe in 2012 it'll be a lot more competitive, and Red Bull are really going to be hoping to bounce back for next season. But I can tell you, I can confirm that I will be staying with Sauber for next season. They've given me such a brilliant car this season, 2 race victories, and I feel like I need to repay them. So I have extended my contract into next season. I'm not sure who my teammate's going to be, but we have been given the #1 driver spot. So Sauber, obviously very confident in my skills, and yeah, I cannot wait to continue this journey with them, and next season we should have an even better car. But guys, like I said, thank you so much for your continued support on this series. It really motivates me to carry on, and F1 2011 is one of my favourite games of all time. So I am so excited to get 2012 underway. So if you guys are as excited as me, please leave a like and subscribe if you would like to join us for next season. Can Alonso win 3 on the bounce? What can we do? Can we get involved? It's going to be really hard. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I will see you guys in Australia for next season. Also a 100% race, and I mean it this time. I cannot wait. I'll see you guys there. Take care.